on this episode of Coastin With Quayz.
I am here at opening day of Six Flags Great Adventure.
That's the first piece of the demise of King Ka that I'm seeing today. I just got a ride on El Toro. This has been the day of me versus Superman. Curse you, Superman.
Alright, what's going on, everybody? This is Mark, aka Quayz, here with Coastin With Quayz, and I am here at opening day of Six Flags Great Adventure. So I was here for Media Day for Flash, but this is the first operating day. It was very busy at the front gate. There was a very long line to get through security, and then a very long line at the ticket booths, but they did a really good job of getting people through. Now, one thing to keep in mind, I do have a Dorney Park pass with the All Park Passport. Mine worked. I scanned my Dorney Park pass when I came in, and I had no problems. But I was talking to some people that had King's Dominion season passes, and they were having a hard time getting through the gate. So you might want to stop over at guest services if you have an all-park passport, and you are going to a park that is not your home park, or the park that you bought the pass from on your first visit. Dorney Park's not open yet, so I haven't been able to get there. But so far, I'm in. I don't have the ability to ride Flash first thing today, because since I have a Dorney Park pass, I was not able to sign up for the season pass holder ride ERT. So I'm going to go somewhere else in the park and see what I can get on there. And then maybe later on, I'll try to get on Flash. But I got a bunch of rides on that already at Media Day. So I'm going to go do some other rides at the park. So here we go. So once you get past the fountains in the entrance of the park, there's a gazebo over here, and I believe that this is new. And we also have the Ale House Craft Beer and Wine, which also looks new as well. I think when I was here for Media Day, there was some construction crews and stuff over here. Correct me if I am wrong about that, but it all does look like some pretty fresh wood. I've decided I'm going to make my way back to Toro first, I think. Originally, my plan was going to be to go to Superman, because last year I was not able to get on that ride. It was closed during the last couple of visits that I was here. But there's a lot of people going to it, so I'm thinking go to the back, go to Toro. Got to have a picture with Porky Pig and some other character who I don't know who she was, but they took my picture with her. So now, hopefully, first ride of the season, El Toro. So this is interesting. I believe that this was the sign that said the Golden Kingdom, but now that Ka's not here, it just says Bugs Bunny National Park. So that's the first piece of the demise of King Ka that I'm seeing today. Minus, driving up and just not seeing King Ka. Alright, here's another weird thing. Normally, this is where you just see King Ka towering in the background. But now we just get El Toro. But that's kind of cool because El Toro is way better than King Ka was. So now we can just give El Toro the respect it deserves, even though it already gets respect. So on my way back to Toro, I ran into Marshall. If you don't know who Marshall is, he does all of the social media stuff for Great Adventure on like Instagram and that type of thing. And he was saying he got to ride the Flash today with the onboard audio on there, and he said it makes a huge difference. That was not running when we did Media Day, probably just because we had the cameras rolling and stuff. So there's going to be lines, but if I can get a ride on Flash today, I'm going to go check that out. I just got a ride on El Toro, back car, middle row, so non-wheel seat, running great. Still a little rough. I know they've been working on a multi-year retrack, so I'm not quite sure which parts were retracked. It was definitely smoother than I remembered it being last year. Has a little roughness, but man, that ride is just awesome. Airtime, airtime, airtime. So good. I think now I'm going to make my way down to Medusa, since that's also in the back of the park. There was almost no line on El Toro, so I'm hoping Medusa is the same. They were only running one train, so I'm going to assume most rides today are going to be one train operations. Back to Medusa, we have made it. The B&M Floorless, that also was the original B&M Floorless. I stand by the fact that this is now called Medusa again is so much better than it was when it was Bizarro. I love the color scheme of this, even more than the original like neon and purple color scheme that Medusa was. The green and the orange just look so good together. This entrance sign looks awesome. So let's see if we can get a ride or two. Well, Medusa was running 2 trains, and that's great because when it's only running 1 train, it takes forever to get on this ride. So, unfortunately, when I got to the station, there was a bunch of people that were on the train before me that had fanny packs on and stuff. So they had to open people's restraints, make them take their stuff off, put it to the side. So, public service announcement, when you ride a roller coaster, please don't wear your bag in the seat. Put it in a locker, put it with someone who's not riding, put it off to the side. When I got back to the station, that car that was in front of us was still in the station because someone was stuck in the seat. So they had to have maintenance come, get them out, and then finally we could get off the ride. But they are taking that second train off, and they're only going to run 1 train until they can get that back up and running. So longer lines for now. So a little bit more about Medusa the ride. This is the original B&M Floorless coaster, and I'll tell you what, it's holding up pretty well. I still enjoy Medusa quite a bit. It's gotten a little bit of a rattle over the years, but not too bad. You keep your head forward, especially towards the end, and you get a pretty smooth ride, so that's Medusa. Runaway Train's not running, Medusa's not running, and El Toro is currently not running. So I think it's time to make my way to a different area. I'm gonna take a look and see what Superman's doing right now. So let's see if we can get a ride on that. If you're over here by El Toro and you're hoping to get across to Superman via the pathway that they added between El Toro and Kingda Ka last year, unfortunately you cannot do that. It is now blocked off. Which makes sense because Ka is essentially a barren wasteland or construction zone. We don't really know yet, but you got to walk around the long way. As I'm making my way over to Superman, I might as well take a look at some merch. This is the original pathway through the Golden Kingdom that took you to Kingda Ka, and this is completely closed off. So all the animals are gone. It's funny, over here in this little structure, there's actually a little bit of decor left from the Fright Fest, so that's kind of creepy. But you can't even look at the animals, and I'm kind of okay with that. If they get rid of that part of the park, I don't see that as a problem. I'm not really a huge fan of when parks have animals. If there's a zoo or something, I really like to see that be something about conservation. I don't really know much about this, but it always just seemed like a little bit of like a, hey, let's go look at animals. I know this park has the wild safari too, so if you want to see animals, you can check that out over there. The boardwalk still looks rough as ever, so hopefully this is all part of the revitalization that they're going to be doing when they put the new roller coaster in for 2026. I'm really hoping that this entire area of the park, including Superman, gets a refresh. And just like the other side, this access to the Golden Kingdom is not there, and there is a big brown wall separating the midway from where Green Lantern and Kingda Ka were. So hopefully this new coaster is going to be insane. Okay, looks like Superman is running. It was down momentarily, so I'm gonna get a ride on Superman. I haven't been on this ride in a couple years. Hey there, it's me, your boy Quayz, just, standing by the wall where roller coasters used to be. Thinking about what roller coaster I want to ride, but they're all not running right now. Superman, Toro, Runaway Train, Medusa. So I'm thinking about what I want to do. Do I wait for Superman to open back up? Or do I go over to Nitro and Jersey Devil and Batman? Maybe Flash? Decisions. All right, so here is something that Six Flags Great Adventure fixed up a little bit this year. They repainted this building and it's now the Coca-Cola and Icy refreshment station. So it's nice to see a little bit of a facelift there. Superman must have something against me because it was closed and it doesn't want me to ride it. So I made my way to Joker. The line doesn't look too bad here. I wasn't gonna ride this today, but I think I'm actually gonna get a ride on it. Joker went down when I was about 2/3 of the way through the line. So after waiting about a half hour, I decided to not ride it. So I think I'm gonna get something to eat now because I'm kind of hungry, and then maybe I'll try to get on Jersey Devil or Nitro. And now I tried to eat at Yum Yum Cafe, and that's closed. So I'm gonna try to figure out what to do here. Maybe Nitro's running. I think I saw a train running on it. So let's walk over to Nitro. Well, the line for chicken is going outside. Took a little bit of old-fashioned walking around, but I was able to get on Skull Mountain, Jersey Devil Coaster, and Nitro. So it's about 2 hours before park close. I don't know what I'm going to try to get on next. I'm going to go take a look at Flash, see what that looks like. One thing I will say is the app is not really accurate. It told me Skull Mountain was a 0-minute wait. I waited an hour. So I think you kind of have to walk around today and see what's what, and then if the line doesn't look too bad, then you get on. Flash is down, so I think it's going to be a no-go for getting on Flash, but I rode it 3 times the other day, so I'm fine with that. But I think this has been the day of me versus Superman, so I'm going to see if I can end this day by getting a ride on Superman. Let's go. I stepped back over at the Flash gift shop, and they've got these really kind of cute pouches, so I think I might grab one of these. They're only $9. All right, this is perfect. Got this little pouch that I can bring with me. I'm thinking I'll put my Dramamine tablets in it. Yes, I'm getting older, so I take Dramamine when I come to the parks, even though I don't really think that I need it. But since my first media day was with the Flash Vertical Velocity, I feel like I had to get some kind of memento for that. So this is really cool. Hey, it's me again. Your guy Quayz, back in front of my brown wall where roller coasters used to be. Superman's down, and they said it's probably not coming back up. So, curse you, Superman. You beat me again. I don't know what it is, but I can't get on this ride every time I come to Great Adventure. Maybe next time. Okay, I made it back to the entrance here at Great Adventure, and I noticed they got this cool sign. I think that's new. It almost kind of looks like the Cedar Fair font. So that's kind of cool. But overall, today was a good day. It was interesting as far as operations are concerned. A lot of the rides were down today. Flash was down a bunch, Superman was down a bunch. Many times when I stepped into the station of a ride, it would go down. So it was difficult trying to figure out what to get on. But some highlights from the day. I'm starting to figure out how to ride Jersey Devil Coaster. Now that I know how to ride that and how to kind of situate my legs in the train, it's much more comfortable, so I can actually start to focus on each of the different elements of that ride. So that was a highlight. And then of course Nitro. Nitro's just a beast. That ride has always been phenomenal. It's holding up really well, so I was glad to get a ride on that. And El Toro felt great this morning, and that was almost a walk-on. So great opening day. It was beautiful outside. It was like low 80s today. So any day at a park is a good day as far as I'm concerned, but I'm really hungry. Food lines were insanely long today, so I'm gonna get out of here and I'm gonna get some food. But great start to the season. So until next time, keep on coasting.